Okay, so we mentioned Infinite Wireless as one of your sponsors, but I know that you had more than just Infinite Wireless. Can you talk to me about the other sponsors that you had throughout the season?
Yeah, I was actually very fortunate in sponsors this year. I had Shakeaway, which they are a franchise out of the United Kingdom, and they just opened up 2 locations in the United States. So they're really looking to branch out and become more franchised here in the States. And they have some awesome shakes. So they came on as a sponsor towards the end of the year. Gibbs Grooming, it's a new hairline product for men, for beards, and they've been actually heavily involved in the sponsoring. And, their products are really great because I actually used their products before they even came on as a sponsor, and I approached them, hey, look, we can make this happen. So you should be seeing more of them next year too. Cool Shirt Systems, ITS, Credentials, I Want to Go Fast, Modern Street Hemi Shootout. There was a lot of people involved this year supporting me through the racing, and hopefully they'll be back next year too.
That's awesome.
Hopefully I didn't forget any. Sign around.
It's okay. It's okay. I understand. So you mentioned that you have your own business. Can you tell us a little bit about your own venture that you have?
Yeah, so I was involved in the telecommunications industry since 2002. I started when I was 18 years old with no really direction. I had no career, and I actually didn't even finish high school. I got a GED, and I needed to find something that I could, get my foot in the door. And I was actually working for a telemarketing company when I was 18. I just got hired there and went and did a drug test. And while I was doing a drug test, I had met a guy that said, hey, I work for this company, we climb towers, they're hiring right now, why don't you come there and put an application? So I did. I went there and at 18 years old, started off at $9 an hour climbing towers, and I just kind of stuck with it in that same industry for until the present time.
Wow.
Yeah, and just kind of worked my way up the ladder through the years, and became a project manager, became a director, and then eventually opened up my own company in 2013.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's awesome. Okay, so let's see. We have the new season getting ready to start. When does the season start back for you?
They haven't released the official schedule,
Okay.
but what we're guessing is probably going to be maybe the end of February, March timeframe.
Okay.
That's for the actual NASCAR season. But during the off season, I'm still racing almost every weekend. I actually leave on Thanksgiving to go to Arizona to race Friday and Saturday. So my family and I will be doing Thanksgiving on Wednesday, and then we'll traveling on Thursday, and then race both days, and then come home, and then we go back December 3rd, I think. So.
Wow.
Yeah, staying busy.
That's a lot going on. So in the off season, how many do you still try to do every week or every other week? What's the frequency that you try to race in the off season?
I try to race every day, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no days off. I like it.
I try to race every day. The whole off season is all dirt racing, and it's a whole different type of technique in NASCAR, but it's a technique that will teach you so much on asphalt versus dirt.
Okay.
And that's what I'm really trying to focus on this off season, is that way next year I can be 10 times better on asphalt. Typically our schedule, there is actually racing every week. It's just, it's hard figuring out which races to go to. Okay. And the schedule changes. Like I went out to California a couple weeks ago to a race, and it was me and 3 of my teammates, and we were going to race in my car, or we were practicing in my car that I was racing that Saturday. And after I had practice, I let my teammate practice, and he had an unfortunate accident in the car. The car rolled over and destroyed the car. So on short notice, that kind of changed the whole schedule, and I had to come home, and then I was already booked for another big event last week called Duel the Desert, and I was out there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday practicing, and then I actually had a family emergency, and I had to come home. That forced me to come home. So I didn't get to finish the racing that weekend, but now next week I'm going back out, like I said, on Thanksgiving, and then December 3rd. So it's, you know, the scheduling is not like real scheduled out. It's just kind of like for the dirt anyway. NASCAR is all planned out, but for the dirt, it's just, you know, let's go, let's go, let's go.
So right now you're joining the dirt racing, drag racing. What is the ultimate goal for you?
My ultimate goal is to finish out the whole NASCAR Canyon Pro Series next season, and then in 2018 move into the Truck Series, and then keep going from there. I want to race in the Cup Series, so that's my ultimate goal. And whenever I set my mind to do something, I always do it. So you can bet in a few years, it might not be right away, but I'll be there.
Awesome, awesome. So you want...
I'm being very optimistic too.
You know what? We love that.
Yeah.
We love that because it gives, and then you can track your progress along the way, and you know, adjust as needed. So
yeah. I mean, I've had a ton of support. So I've been very fortunate in the support, especially on the social media side. Tens of thousands of followers have supported me, and you know, they give me a lot of motivation too.
Perfect, perfect. So, what advice would you want to share to someone who is interested in pursuing the path that you are on that you're pursuing as far as becoming a professional driver?
Right.
Because it's hard to call you a race car driver because you drive so many different types of races. So, what advice would you want to share to someone?
That's tough.
Okay.
Yeah. It's tough because financially it can get hard financially for any kind of racing. It doesn't matter if it was NASCAR or drag racing, it's hard. But my advice is that if you are really interested in pursuing racing as a career, then you just need to get out there in races and meet contacts, meet people, and eventually you'll get the opportunity to drive in a car. And actually, if I come across people that want to race in a late model car, I'll more than willing give them the opportunity, because with the team that I race for, we kind of have a development program.
Nice.
Yeah, so we can bring people in, but never give up, really. I mean, you're going to hit obstacles along the way. You just kind of have to push through those obstacles and keep going, if that's what you really want to do.
Right. Okay. Let's see. How can people find out more information about you and everything that you have going on, and keep up with, where to catch you and all of that?
So you can go to my Facebook page, which is Salvatore Iovino Racing, and my Instagram page, which is the same, Salvatore Iovino Racing, and then my Twitter is Sal Iovino Racing. And then, of course, my website, which is salvatoreiovino.com.
Okay. So, touching back on one thing before we end the interview, we talked about financial and how much you have to do for yourself. I think that's a misconception even I had, because it's like, I thought, okay, once you sign with NASCAR, it's kind of like in comparison to like when you sign with the NFL. You know, when you have a signing day, you think, okay, well, this person is getting a check. And you know that it's major, and you know that you have the finance and everything you need, the market promotion, everything. But speaking with you now, I see that's not exactly the case. So it's interesting.
Yeah, there's two ways. There's some drivers that are fortunate enough to get full ride sponsorships from like big teams, where they don't have to pay anything and they just get to race. And then, I wasn't born into a NASCAR family, so I'm kind of like an outsider, that is trying to dip into NASCAR and be competitive and win championships. So I'm coming in from a whole different angle financially. But yeah, there is drivers that do get full ride sponsorships, but then there's drivers like me that are getting sponsorships, but it's still, you know, trying to get the foot in the door to get a big sponsor that will sponsor you for the whole year.
Right. Okay. So let's see.
Did that answer your question?
Yes, you did. That was a perfect answer. So what last words would you like to share with everyone? You want to encourage them to look forward to you racing next season? You're on the way to the Cup Series, and you're going to win the checkered flag, and we're going to be excited and cheering for you and saying, it's for that time.
So when the NASCAR season starts in 2017, you can catch all our races on NBC Sports, which is channel 220 for DirecTV. I don't know any other Comcast or anything like that, but you can definitely watch all our races on TV, and you can check me out on all my social media. I'm always active on there. And feel free to send me a message. I try to respond to as many people as possible.
Perfect. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Thank you for tuning in.